again. Another Monday, and we are back on the live, hanging out.
You know what time it is.
How it all
works. I'm excited. Looking forward to seeing what you guys come up with today. I got a couple of things to share, but it's Monday. Monday evening. It's just before 7 p.m. in the Central Time Zone. How y'all doing out there? Playing one of the OG beats. If you know this song, that's going to tell you how long you've been rocking with us here at How It All Works. What's going on, fam? I see Elodie from Heaven. That's an interesting name over on Instagram. Thank you so much for coming through and hanging out, even for just a second. Thank you. And let me just make sure. Yep, we're live on all the places. Always good to test. I see two of you. If you're live if you're with us over on the tube of views, let me know. By making your presence known. If you're live with us over on Facebook, let us know. Oh, bet I can see myself on Facebook. Oh, and that audio is all the way up. What's going on? Excellent. It's looking good on Facebook too. Let me go back over here. We're doing 1080p today. Okay, cool. What's going on? Raymond Miles says, "Hey, Kirk." Hey, Raymond. It's good to have you. Thank you so much for being with us, brother. Appreciate you. All right, so that means we're definitely live on Facebook, definitely live on Instagram. I can see that right now. Oh, my moderator. Yes, indeed. The host with the most. She is with us. She says, "I know that song." Yes, indeed. Good evening to you. She says, here we go. Yes. It's time for another one. Another Monday, another hangout session. Let me know what y'all working on. Let me know what y'all are doing. What are we creating this week? What are we working on this week? What are we doing? Anybody brave enough to share? Oh, BT Dubs, let me know if the music is too loud. 9 of you guys are on the live today. I like it already. Let me know if the music's too loud. Philip Shaw is on the live. What's going on, Phil? This is my cousin. Thank you so much for being with us today, brother. Always good. Let me move this to the side a little bit so I can get some things going here. So we can hide that. There we go. Good old Stream Deck right here in front of me. So I have what I need. What's going on? Hey, Ravens Talk with Yolanda is with us. Thank you so much for okay. Florence says, "I'm creating the stuff you told me to do for the series." Oh, let's go. I love it. Philip Shaw says, "What up, fam? What's up, bro? Appreciate you coming through and hanging out with us today. Always good. Oh, another host with the most. Ravens Talk with Yolanda is on the LIVE. We appreciate you. And 26 of y'all on the live today. That's cool. Over on the tube of views. Here we go. There we go. Clara says hi. Hey, Clara. Thank you so much for being with us today. And let me see who else we got on here. Welcome to the stream. Yolanda's doing her good work. Yolanda and Florence are doing their good work in the chat. Hi, bro, from Indonesia. Hey, Indonesia is in the house. Salamat po. I think that's Filipino. My bad, y'all. I said the wrong thing. But greetings to my Indonesian fam. What's going on? Chris Stone is in the house. Says, let's go. Let's go. I love it. Yeah, I love the talk back as well. He says, love the setups. Hey, man, I'm glad you love the setups. It's always good to come and hang out a little bit. Where am I at here with my stuff here? All right, let's go to this one. This is the 3-camera setup. You can see the phone is on the desk here today. I got that turned around for some reason. I don't know why. You can see the 3-camera setup today. What are we going to unbox today? I do not know. You never can tell. Here we go. Here's a great one. In fact, let's go ahead and that now I already put a test out there. I put a test out there just to see who will check all of the different things. I don't know who's going to do that, but I'm just letting you know that there is a test. Okay, so first of all, there's the bomb. I got to do this. My guy David Harvey came through with fire already. Here for the hangout. I'm here for the hangout. What's going on, David Harvey official? Thank you so much for coming and hanging out with us today. And for the super chat, we appreciate you, sir. Truly, truly appreciate you. Equip Institute says it's getting busy fast. Yes, it is. And I love that. 16 of you guys are on the live on YouTube. Definitely want to make sure you guys hit that like button if you don't mind. If you don't mind, well, let me say this. Hold off on hitting the like button. You can hit the like button if you hear something that benefits you, right? Because we want to make sure that you actually like what you're seeing. Okay. Well, I did ask, what are you creating this week? And Ravens Talk with Yolanda. This is one of my people from the Workers Warehouse. She says, I'm working on my 31 days of content for the month of December. Come on, let's go. 31 days of content for the month of December. She's going to be doing Vlogmas, is what we call it in the creator community. And Vlogmas is essentially just what it is. You're going to vlog your way through the entire month of December. And I'm excited for you. That's how I kicked off my content creator career, and it blew up my channel. It did all kinds of stuff, man. Maybe that might not be a bad idea. I'm trying to get to 10,000 subscribers, man. We're not far from that goal. So maybe Vlogmas might put me over the edge. So definitely thinking about doing that. Oh my God. Sam is here with us tonight. He says, how is everyone doing? I like it. I like it. Oh, Petra Asana says Salamat Pagi. So I was just off. I was a couple islands off. And so, yeah, I love that. Thank you so much for teaching me how to greet you in Indonesian. I don't know if that's the language. I know for the Philippines, it's Tagalog. What's the language in Indonesia? Come on, talk to me. My cousin is on the live. He says, yeah, man, this is dope. He says, what's the BTS cam? The BTS cam is a Logitech C920. Logitech C920. That's what the BTS cam is. Logitech C920. So definitely excited to share a couple of things where that's concerned. I'm going to be on, check this out. Breaking the Silence podcast with Nikki Nicole says, hello, tapping into support. I'm going to be on her show. We're gonna connect. She was with us last week on one of the different lives. She made her invitation. We were able to connect offline, and I'm gonna be on her show. It could be just that simple. One of the things I always like to tell folks when we're talking about getting into content creation, but specifically live content, don't be afraid to shoot your shot. Live streaming is still, it's not brand new, but it is still a novelty. It is still a platform. It is still, let me be clear. If you know how to live stream, you are in a very small percentage of people. And all the other people that are out there are now familiar with live streams, but they're not necessarily show hosts, or they don't actually do their own show. So if you have the skill set to be able to host your own show, bring somebody into your studio virtually or remotely and be able to serve up an experience like what we're doing right now, you are in a small percentage of people, and you want to make sure that you take that to the bank. Shoot your shot. I'm not saying that I'm some big, huge get. I'm saying for my first live show, get this, for my first live show, I was able, let me go back to the host only. For my absolute first live show, I was able to have that live show sponsored, and I had 3 big name guests on my very first live show. On my show, which is called still How It All Works. My first live show, I was able to have it sponsored. Ecamm was the sponsor for that show, and they gave away 1 free subscription to somebody of my choosing on that show. At that time, I wasn't creating content for Ecamm. I was brand new to this space. Ecamm actually did not know who I was, but I just reached out and said, hey, do you mind, giving me a free, can I give away something on the show from Ecamm? They were like, yeah, give away a subscription, a 1-year subscription to Ecamm. I was like, what? Sure, that's dope. Shoot your shot. Don't be afraid to ask the question. The worst that can happen is that they say no. right? The worst that can happen is say, man, I can't really work that in right now. Or listen, the best that can happen is that you figure out a way to record them. And then even if you don't have them live, you have that person on your show. I know so many creators. I remember having Justin Brown on right after he crossed 1 million subscribers. Now they're almost knocking on 3 million, I think right now, Primal Video. But I remember having Justin Brown on, and I messaged him and he was like, hey, Kirk, I watch your content. Sure, I would love to be on your show. Mind blown. And that's what let me know, like, okay, maybe I'm aiming too low. Oh, maybe I'm aiming low. Maybe I am not. Maybe I'm living underneath where my actual status is, what I actually have access to. And so what I want to say to somebody out there I'm just so happy that Nikki Nicole is with us today, because it's such a great example. She was with us last week. I spoke at a podcasting event, and one of the QR codes in my slides was invite me to be on your show. Scan this QR code to invite me to be on your show. Everybody in the audience, almost 60, 70 people, have a podcast, whether it's audio or video, didn't matter. Do you know how many people invited me to be on their show? 2 out of all the people that were there. 2. Now in the comment section, easily 30, 40 of them were like, oh, I'm going to invite you. They never followed up. They never took the opportunity. Now, I'm not saying all of you should just invite me to be on your show. What I'm saying is you got to do the legwork. You've actually got to do the behind the scenes stuff to actually have the type of content that you see other people have or that you aspire to have. Like, what is the dream? What is the dream for your content? Talk to me tonight. Let me go back to my comments. What is the dream for your content? Somebody asked, are you rocking with EV Mux Vertical? Actually, I'm actually just doing Ecamm tonight. I'm using Ecamm. Mondays I do Ecamm. I may do another vertical live maybe on Wednesday with EV Mux, but on Mondays I just do Ecamm. All right. Raymond Miles says, this is a nice layout. Appreciate you, sir. Thank you so much. Let me actually just go ahead and show you the comments, so that one I don't have to. That's screen. Let's go to this one. All right, here we go. So here we go. Breaking this out. This layout is nice. Still rocking EV Mux Vertical. Please, bro. Please, bro. Okay. All right. I don't know what this please is about, but talk to me. Philip Shaw is putting some fire emojis in the chat. I love it. My moderators are doing a great job of doing the things as are you. Let's keep going and end the year on a great note. I love to see this kind of motivation back and forth between the peoples. Let me turn my pro mouse on so y'all can see where I'm at. Is that showing? It's not even showing. Oh, okay, dope. That's pretty cool. Anyway, you guys are seeing the comments. I'm working on expanding my church's Wi-Fi and live streaming. Dope. I like to hear that. Think about this, Raymond Miles. Think about this. Think about adding content to what your church does. One of the challenges I'm putting out there, I'm getting a chance to speak at a pastor's conference in about 2 weeks. And I have the opportunity to talk about sharing Jesus in a digital world. And one of the things I'm going to be challenging churches to do, every church should have a studio. Every church should have a studio. And I'm going to give them an example of a one table studio that I built out for the media ministry where I work. And I'm excited about that. But I want to say this to you as well, Raymond Miles, as you're working in media ministry for your church. Yes, do the live stream. Yes, expand the Wi-Fi. But what about having a studio where your members can come and record content, where your youth can come and record content, where your youth can bring friends and record content with them? What if okay, I'm getting a little too excited. Let me leave it alone. What if every church had a studio? And they set it up in a way that made this studio accessible. Like, it just wasn't behind a locked door that you open up and show it off to people whenever people come to your church. No, it's actually accessible. It's a space that your members can use so that they can create content, the content that is unique to them. Oh, that would be so dope. And so I want to challenge you, Raymond, to do that. I want to challenge you to do that. All right, let me see what we got. Okay, I have 2 of those C920s. Good to know that. that works. Oh yeah, I have two of them as well. And so one of them is back there and I got another one, another side connected to this other desk that's beside me. Chris Stone is that guy, man. So, we're always going to talk tech. I appreciate you coming through tonight. I'm actually clicking on the comment, even though you can see the comment. But anyway, Kirk's video yesterday was him building these scenes in Ecamm and EVMux. Check them out. This is so true. This is so true. If you haven't checked out the videos on the channel, in fact, let's go ahead and show that off right now. Let's go to this one. This is the, what is this called again? This is my show page, my content page, if you will. howitallworks.com, HOWITALLWERKS.com. Not O, ERKS. That's the proper way to spell it, by the way. But this is my site, and wow, that's old. Let's refresh. There we go. So there it is, vertical scene design for streaming. All right, so you definitely want to check that one out. Breathe Podcast dropped today. So this dropped yesterday. Breathe Podcast dropped today. It's called The Friend Zone. Pretty cool conversation. That's a podcast that I produce, and generally I'm on it. But for the last couple episodes, I have just been in the background because they wanted to have anyway, you get the point. Coaching content is on this page as well. So definitely want to make sure you guys get a chance to check this thing out. Let me see if I can make this a little, does it make it? Yeah, there we go. All right, good. So when I make it a little smaller, you can see it a little better. This is how it's supposed to look, but I've got it in this, this smaller container, but hopefully it makes sense. Latest creator motivation video podcast content right here. A quote from Zig Ziglar: what you get by achieving your goals is not as important as what you become by achieving your goals. That was such a dope session. So if you didn't get a chance to check that out, definitely want to make sure you get a chance to do that. Let me see where we are with our comments here. Breaking the Sounds podcast says, yes, thank you so much. You miss 100. Come on, Chris Stone. 100% of the shots you don't take. You miss 100% of the shots you don't take. 100%. So definitely go ahead and shoot your shot. I love it. Everybody's agreeing with him in the chat. Creating scenes for my upcoming podcast and prepping for tomorrow's live for Thankful November. Come on, Alicia is in there doing the things. You're doing the work. You're doing the work. See, this is the stuff that people just see you show up live. All right, let me hide this comment. They see you show up live. And they just think, oh man, that must be so cool to just hit the live button. No, actually, there's a little Easter egg in the description of the video. I'm just going to leave it there. There's a little Easter egg in the description of the video because there was some prep work that went into, oh boy, there's some prep work that went into this. There's some concepts and ideas and some designs that went into this. And what Alicia is talking about is that's the non-limelight, behind the scenes, non-sexy work that is required to have a successful show, to have a successful content experience. And you're doing it. And I salute you because that is absolutely awesome. Okay. Is a question. Q colon is a question for Kirk, and he'll turn up. Yes, I absolutely love questions. My moderators know questions are part of my love language, and I love to see the back and forth in the chat. I want you to wish my son a happy birthday. Happy birthday. Happy birthday to your son. Happy birthday to your son. Happy birthday. Petra Sana. Happy birthday to your son. Aiden. Happy birthday. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Aiden, happy birthday. We got you. Whoa, Anselm Paul is on the live. Thank you so much for coming through and hanging out with us, bro. Truly appreciate it. I am using Ecamm today, and this is a vertical stream. We're streaming to Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube all at the same time. And I want to say this to every one of you. There's an Easter egg in the description. Okay, I'm gonna leave it there. There's an Easter egg in the description. Raymond Miles says that would be amazing. What could happen? Oh, I'm gonna leave it. Where every church department or ministry can record content. Come on, that's one way of looking at it, Doc Anselm. But I'm so much more a proponent of having the church be a resource center to enable their members to do ministry. So one of the things that every church having its own studio is just the first step. The second step is every member being a content creator? Oh gosh. Because if every member looks within their own story and finds the unique people group that God has called them to speak to, we could literally create an army of creators of faith who would storm the kingdom of darkness online for the cause of Christ. Okay, I would have stopped talking now. Michael Creaser, we had a meeting today. We actually met today, had a discovery call today. I'm so excited to see you on the live with us tonight. He said, Kirk, you make this all look so easy. I don't know what else to tell you, man. But let me tell you, Michael, you're going to be right there. You're going to be doing this as well, as I just believe in the cheat codes. I believe everybody can do this. I believe this is like a driver's license. Being able to live stream is like a driver's license, quite literally. And yes, I mean, because back in the day, the only kind of car was manual. So you had to learn the clutch, you had to learn the brake, you had to learn the gas, you had to learn the shift, you had to turn, you had to put on the turn signal. It was like playing the drums. You had every appendage going, right hand, right foot, left foot, everything was going when you were driving. Well, yes, that's exactly how live streaming kind of sort of is. I mean, I'm really just using the mouse, just the mouse. I'm not really using my left hand, my right, my or my feet, even though I can. I will say, even though I can, because I do have my Stream Deck pedal on the floor, so I can go between scenes if I so desire. But I think you will get there, my friend. Chris Stone is talking about Zig Ziglar. I must be way behind on my comments. Going live and content creation in general is work. It is work. It is work. And that's why you got to know what your why is. You have to be rock solid on your why. You got to, because if you're not, it's a problem. It's a problem. It's a problem. You don't have the motivation to actually get over the hurdles that will come, the obstacles that will come, the opposition that is there, whether you see it or not. You got to have a rock solid why. It is work, and it is work that's worth it. My good friend Leslie Samuel put up a post today, and in his post, he said, choose your hard. You get to choose your hard, because living with the weight, the albatross of regret of having not done the things is hard. It's hard. But doing the work to bring your dreams to reality is actually hard too. So you get to choose. You get to choose your hard. And I would dare say, I would much rather work toward my goals. I would much rather that version of hard than to live with the cancer of regret, knowing that there is not enough time anymore for me to be able to achieve those dreams. Now, I want to be clear. I have clients that are in their 60s and 70s and they're killing the game. Why? Because their lived experience is on 1,000, and they have so much to offer the world in a content form. They have a legacy that they can leave in the form of video. Do you know that the Smithsonian is in conversation with YouTube? Oh gosh, y'all not ready for me tonight. The Smithsonian is in conversation with YouTube. Why? The largest video archive on the planet. Why would the Smithsonian not be in conversation with YouTube? This is what this is what museums are going to look like. Like, man, it was a guy back in the 2020s named Kirk Nugent. He used to call himself the Geek Speaker Preacher, and he would go live. You should see this stuff, man. Let's go back and look at some of what Kirk did. Like, man, when grandkids are asking you, Grandma, Grandpa, when the world changed, right? And the public stage was democratized and everybody could live stream. What did you do? You get to answer that question. You get to craft the story you will tell your grandkids in 20, 30, 40 years. You get to do that today by what you decide to do. You get to choose your hard. You get to choose your hard. So choose wisely. I choose action and activity rather than inaction and inactivity. I choose to build on my intellectual property. Yeah. You've got intellectual property, but you're not building on it. That's why I love this t-shirt. You got intellectual property, right? The property is just the land. That's just the land. There's nothing there though. Intellectual property. It's all yours. Your intellectual property is your story. y'all got me started. Look, I think I better get off tonight, man. The pedal, you gotta have the pedal. You gotta have the pedal. You gotta have the pedal. Kerwin Bornell is on the live. Haven't seen it in a little bit. Kirk, what's going on, Coach Kirk, on the vertical stream tonight? Yes, we are. And there's 19 people hanging out with us. And I'm missing my comments over on Instagram. Let me go take a look. Micah Flemings is with us over on Instagram as well. And Phil Shaw is with us over on Instagram. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with us over on Instagram. But yeah, we out here, brother, in these streets Mondays. I'm trying to be consistent, just to kind of, it's a hangout session. I want to know what you're working on. I do have something. You know, I told y'all like 5 times now that there's an Easter egg in the description, but ain't nobody looking at that description. That's my assumption. I guess we're just not doing the description tonight. That's okay. I'll say this. A good friend of mine, Danita Jones, I don't know if she's on tonight. She does usually come through. Danita Jones, she sent me this. She sent me this video, this message, this post from online. Okay. So here it is. She says this. I don't know how many of you guys saw this interview between Denzel Washington was being interviewed, and he talked about the fact that he kind of talked about a number of things. He's coming towards the end of his career. He's got a couple of movies lined up, and he thinks that that's going to be it. It was a really cool interview. I actually peeped it as well, but I didn't see this. I mean, I didn't check out the comment section. So I let me star your comment, Nikki Nicole. Star your comment. Thank you so much for your question. So I'm checking this. Yeah, let's see who finds it. So I'm checking this thing out. I watched the pieces of the interview. It was a dope interview. Denzel Washington is one of the greats. Definitely a trailblazer in his own right. So I always give, anytime I see his stuff come up, let's see who finds it. Anytime I see his stuff come up, I'm always like, okay, dope. So I check it out. And then my friend today posts messages and says, yo, there's this conversation with Denzel. He's being interviewed, and he revealed in the interview he hasn't had to audition for a role in 35 years. And I was thinking to myself, I did see that part of the interview. So that part is not new to me. So now let me read on. What else does my friend say? So my friend Danita says, some young actor got in the comments section and said that Denzel should continue to audition because it builds character and strengthens his acting. So the young actor says to Denzel, man, you should still interview. Now I want to be clear. I want to say this to you. When I was still in the workforce, when I still had a 9 to 5, one of my regular practices was to go and interview for other jobs. Even though I wasn't interested, even though I wasn't looking to leave my current job, I wanted to keep the interview skills fresh. And so I find value in what this young man is saying, except that he's talking to Denzel. And I think that Denzel was speaking from a particular perspective when he said, I haven't had to audition for a role in 35 years. He has reached a space. He has reached a level of expertise. He has reached a season in his career where he is highly sought after, such that he can now be very selective in the roles that he wants to take on. So I think he kind of missed the point. So I'm reading this comment from my friend, and I'm like, okay, all right, young man, young woman, I don't know if it was a male or female, you may have kind of missed the point of what Mr. Denzel Washington was saying. To this person's comment, somebody named Michael D. Smith responds, and they at the person as well. And they say, sir, you're an actor, and it is part of your experience. He, speaking of Denzel, is an industry, and his experience is your syllabus. Oh, gosh. Oh, man. I'm going to hang my hat right there today. He is an industry, content creator, content entrepreneur. The man said that Denzel is an industry, and his experience is your syllabus, is the syllabus. I don't know if you're with me. I don't know if you're with me. I don't know if you understood. I don't know if you are you following the implications for us as creators? What I teach in my coaching program, and I see somebody has found that Easter egg and they've done the work. What I teach in my coaching program is I teach people to mine the gold in their story, because their story is the blueprint to figure out what they can talk about, to figure out who they can talk to. And this guy said so succinctly, his experiences is the syllabus. Oh, I just hope that somebody is going to capture that thing for themselves today. What have you experienced? Your experiences are unique. They're like your fingerprint. No two people have the same set of experiences. And so are you a good steward of your story? Can't nobody else mind the gold in your story except you, and make it available. The gold, the value, the lessons learned, the blueprint for success. Nobody can mine that except you and make it available. The young man got a lesson, but the analogy for us as creator is so powerful. Your story is the syllabus. Your story is the blueprint. Oh my goodness. Your story is the roadmap. Oh gosh. Let me see what I got in the comment section. Let me see what I got in the comment section, even as I bring somebody into this thing. Here we go. So David Holmes says, hey, Pastor Kirk. Hey, what's going on, David? Thank you so much for coming through and hanging out with us. Zan the Man says, whoa, the Kirk Nugent is live. What's up? Thank you so much for being with us. Your mountain peak gained through hard work becomes the foundation for the next generation. Come on, Alicia Thomas. Oh gosh. What in the world? That is gold. That is gold. That is gold. Let me see what else we got here. Zanderman says, I'm not a businessman. I'm a business man. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. Zan, thank you so much for being with us today over on Instagram. All right. Listen, so Phil, what's going on, sir? I can hear you. I'm about to set it up so that everybody can hear you. Hold on a second.
Can you hear me? Oh wow.
Yeah, they can hear you now. They just now they can hear you.
Oh.
So Phil just joined. Phil was watching over on Instagram and he was able to join. What's going on, Phil? What's going on, Doc?
Yeah, I was on Instagram and I went on YouTube so I could like your video on YouTube.
I appreciate
and then
that.
I went inside the the footnotes and I saw the Zoom link and I'm like, oh, he got a Zoom link. Nobody's on the Zoom. I said, let me click on the Zoom link.
See, the Easter egg is there. My moderator figured it out and she was like, I like that one, Kirk.
Yeah.
I like that one.
Yeah, that's good. That's good. Listen, you're the man. I want to be like you when I grow up.
No, man, listen. This thing is democratized, man. Everybody can do this. Everybody can do this. Oh, you turned on your camera. I was trying to see if you were going to turn it on or not. Yeah. Everybody can do this.
I got like 8 screens in here.
Okay, bet. Let me see what else we get. We got 18 people on the live with us. We got 19 likes. We got 3 hearts, and I want to say a word of thanks to all of you for just, man, like that's dope. I mean, to be able to get that kind of feedback so quickly in the live tonight, I am so appreciative of every one of you coming through and hanging out with us. Let me see what else we got. All right. So let me look back over here. Super chats. Good night, David Harvey with the $10 super chat tonight. I just want to say again a word of thanks. Last week we got a chance to chat, and 2 people came through with $50 super thanks, and I was blown away. And I want to just say a word of thanks to you. Here is a question from Nikki Nicole. She says, "Hey, how are you liking EV Mux?" How are you liking EV Mux? Thank you so much for this question, Nikki. It's much appreciated. This is much appreciated. So I actually started using EV Mux a couple years ago. I did the vertical test because I wanted to do that last week. What's going on, Kevin Cox? Always good to have you. So when I say that to say I'm not as new to EV Mux as others are. I actually created content for EV Mux. So let's put that to the test. Let's go over to the EV Mux channel. Okay. EV Mux. And if we go, man, when you put in EV Mux, there's a number of things that come up, but their channel is not the first one. There's some other people who are killing the game there. So here you'll see a number of videos. let me go to the video section. If I go to video section on the EVMux channel, can I go to my screen? Yes, I can. So here's the EVMux channel, and you can see that you see all these with so multi-camera in EVMux Pro feature, web sources, Streamlabs, Stream Elements in EVMux, the new features of EVMux as of right now, studio mode in EVMux, all of these that you see with these thumbnails on them. I'm gonna just put my mouse on top and look who's on that joint. It's your boy Kirk. Let me go to look, there I am again. Boom. This is actually one. Oh, this is a live stream. This is a live stream. So here's another one where I got a chance to do some content for them as well. And so you're just kind of seeing that, like, so I say that to say I have been rocking with EVMux for quite a while. I think it is a great platform. It is very feature rich. In fact, I am known for coining this phrase that every one of your streaming platforms can neatly fit into these tiers, right? You have tier 1, which is your mobile phone. Tier 2 is web-based, right? So that would be stuff like StreamYard, Restream, BeLive, Melon App, blah, 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 blah. Anything that's a web-based streaming studio, kind of like EVMux, you would fit them nicely, squarely into tier 2. Tier 3 is locally installed, where you have, OBS, you have vMix, you have Ecamm, you have a Wirecast. Those are your tier 3 locally installed streaming platforms. And with each level, you have more functionality, more features, because you're a little more closer to what real big box broadcast is. Tier 4 is that big box broadcast where you have encoders, you have Aja Helos, you have Blackmagic design switchers, and you got rack mounted equipment. You have that big box production, right? I've worked in every one of those aspects, but I was kind of parking my car. I set up camp right there in tier 2 and was kind of dabbling with tier 3. Right now, I'm sitting squarely in tier 3. This is Ecamm, and I love it. Tier 2 is some stuff like StreamYard, stuff like EVMux. But when EVMux came out, because of the functionality, I struggled to put them in a box. I was like, man, because they're web-based, they should be tier 2. But because of the functionality of the platform, I was like, man, they're really like 2.5, because they had scenes, because I had all this other stuff. Now, several of the others have begun to kind of roll out some of those similar types of features. But EVMux was the first to have pro scenes, like a scene builder where you could design your entire look and feel inside a web-based browsing utility. And so because they're always going to be the first to the market with that, everyone else is trying to catch up. Real talk. So how am I liking EVMux? I've been a long-time user. I've created content on the platform. I've trained people on how to kind of get the platform to where they'd like it to be. And then so right now I'm just kind of reintroducing myself to the platform, because I did want to make sure I'm able to understand, what are some of the features and functions that they got coming out. In fact, I got a video coming out talking about the latest 5 features. I think it's 5. Let me make sure. Let me go and look at my notes for my scripts for my YouTube videos. But I believe I have, here we go. Boom. Script 2. Yeah. Here we go. 5 new features from EVMux. Dynamic grid, export scenes, camera shapes, RSS feed ticker, scrolling text widget. Those are the five latest features from EVMux. And so I've got a video that's going to be dropping soon, kind of highlighting those features and what are their use case scenarios and how should streamers use them to kind of punch up the engagement. I want to be clear, engagement on their live shows. And so I think EVMux is a great option. It's a great option for anybody that's in the streaming world and looking to find a home on a platform, get a subscription. It's a great option. It's very feature rich. And if you join the community, they're very responsive. They're really trying to, be the go-to platform for those who, they don't care about Windows or Mac, right? Because Ecamm is a Mac only product. vMix is a Windows only product. For those who are just kind of like, I want it in the browser, EVMux is trying to be that go-to platform. Now, I want to say Restream's trying to do the same. StreamYard's still trying to do the same, even though they've raised their prices. So a lot of people don't care. I got to tell you, I've talked to a lot of people who are just like, man, that price hike from StreamYard, it don't matter to me. And if I'm honest with you, I see you, Alicia. And if I'm honest with you, those people that did those things, I'm gonna say those people that don't care about the price hike, it's all about your value proposition. And I know that we say that in content, but it is so true of your the way you pay for products as well. If I'm making, right, if my content is bringing in thousands of dollars, then what do I care that I'm spending a couple hundred for my streaming platform if that streaming platform is netting me thousands of dollars? You see what I'm saying? So from a business perspective, a lot of folks it was a speed bump in the road. As far as they're concerned, it's like the types of deals that I've booked, the types of brands that I've been able to work with because of my live show, I don't care what they charge. I just don't want to learn another platform right now. So a lot of people took that approach, and so, it's not a right or a wrong, but in terms of EV Mux, I think that it's a great opportunity for them because there are a lot of people who are just kind of in it as a hobbyist. And it's like, I don't really want to pay that amount if I'm just doing this as a hobby. And so EV Mux kind of sits right at that price point where a lot of people can really sink their teeth into it. So hope that answers the question. Durham Skyrider says, I love EV Mux, but can't figure out how to bring a guest on smoothly. I have a video for that. Let me see if how to host and guests engage with the audience in EV Mux. Okay, so this is a good video, actually. Let me go to this one. I'm coming to you in just a second, Alicia. So this video right here, where I talk about how to host and engage with your audience in EV Mux. I also have a playlist. Let me go to my channel real quick. All right, so let's go to my channel, your channel. All right, so this is my channel. I'm live right there. But one of the playlists here is there's Learn Ecamm. So learn Canva, learn Ecamm, learn my creator process. This is my coaching playlist. This is right here, Learn EV Mux. And so in this playlist, basically you have all of the different things that all of the videos. So the ones that I did for EV Mux, they're all here as well. And then the ones that I did on my own channel, they're here as well. So this playlist has everything that I've ever done for EV Mux. And so this one right here is the one I was really looking for. This 16-minute one that says how to set up speakers and collaborators in EV Mux. This one I think will get you across the line, Durham Skyrider, because that's one where I kind of walk through that speaker setup. That's the smoothest way to bring in a guest on EV Mux, I think. So hopefully that's helpful. Somebody says, is it better than StreamYard? That's a good question. I'm not 100% sure. That's better is relative. Is that okay for me to say? Better is relative. I don't know that there is that it is better. I think it's going to be based on your use case. It's going to be based on your use case. So let's bring a guest in. What? Oh, well, y'all didn't know? See, that's the Easter egg. That's the Easter egg that's in the description, is that you can actually join me. Now, why are you being quiet? You know I'm waiting on you to come on, talk with us.
What do you want to know?
First of all, I just want to say welcome, and I want to say thank you for coming through and hanging out, clicking the link. It's so dope to have you come through and hang out. I haven't seen you since what, October?
Yes.
That's right. We got a chance to hang out in October.
Creator Camp, yay.
Yeah, Creator Camp is so dope. So for those that don't know, Creator Camp is this really cool space where what I should say conference. It's kind of like a conference, but it's really like a creator meetup, like a workshop. Yeah. And we get a chance to come together with others and and hang out and do our thing. Oh, look at this. Philip Shaw says there, big smiles, love your show. I love it. Love it. He's in Zoom and he can comment in Zoom. You see what we did right there? We're showcasing different things even in this platform. So let me do something real quick. I want to show you guys something. This is going to be pretty fun. Let's see if we can do this. We'll do host plus screen. I think that'll work. So go to that. I'm looking at your comments, y'all. Let's go there. Let's hide that comment. And then let's go the pencil. I'm trying to build a scene on the fly. You know how it goes, right? Yeah, you gotta build them on the fly sometimes.
I'll get there one day.
Oh, you'll be fine. I already know. So we'll move that right there. Hit that. Boom. Nope. Boom. Look. No. Okay. It's not cooperating with me today. Got it. Gotta love this. You just gotta love this. All right. So then we do that, and then we do that, and then we do that, and we in there. All right. So now, publish that. This is what I was working on. I was trying to get, the two of us up at the top there so I can still showcase my screen, still showcase my website at the bottom. This is what I keep on saying to folks is that, and I built that whole thing, right? I built this new scene out right with everybody live, and you didn't see it. You didn't see it because I was able to build that behind the scenes. So those are some of the things I absolutely love about Ecamm. It just keeps on getting me across the line where this is just absolutely amazing. So Alicia, what's going on, man? What you working on? What are you working on this season? In this season, what are you working on?
Well, right now I'm doing Thankful November, where I'm doing 30 days of November, 3 to 5 minute live, just to become more comfortable in front of the camera.
Ooh, love that.
So, every day I'm saying either a person, place, or thing that I'm thankful for this year.
Person, place, or thing that you're thankful for this year. I love it. So Nikki Nicole says, "Hey guest, how are you?" I love that. Now Kevin is saying that your audio is really low. Now I'm looking at my audio level, and it is definitely lower than mine for sure. So talk to me. Let me see you. Yeah, it's coming up about half. See if you can push up the gain a little more.
Okay.
You have a Rodecaster?
How's that? Yep.
Yeah. So let me do this in your in Zoom. Make sure your sound is on. Your musician, sound. It is?
Mm-hmm.
Huh. So I should be getting full audio. I don't know. All right. Well. Hopefully that's better. K-Walk is here with us. Says happy Monday vibes. Love to see it. Thank you so much for coming and hanging out with us today. Always good to see the community coming through and hanging out for just a bit. Any other questions? Listen, this is a creator space. There's 21 of you guys on the live with us tonight. Super excited to have each and every one of you. If you're on Facebook, go ahead and drop a question. If you're on YouTube, go ahead and drop a question. If you're on Instagram, go ahead and drop a question. Andrea Balagun joined. I saw Gary Jones joined. He says greetings from over on Instagram. I see you right there. Gary Jones, thank you so much for coming through and hanging out with us today. Who else joined? Jefferson Tavares joined over on Instagram. Several of you guys came. DJ 88 Keys joined over on Instagram as well. That's awesome. Thank you guys so much for coming and hanging out with us today. Let me see if we can actually show.
I got a question for you.
I'm waiting for the question. I love questions now. Come on.
You know how you showed us to record a separate feed when
you're
going live?
Yes.
Is that like totally clean, or does it carry over, all your overlays and your scenes and stuff like that? Or is it
totally clean?
Video?
Totally clean, straight video. Totally clean, straight video. So, and I've done that. I've done that even with like right now. So I'm not recording right now, right? But this is a vertical stream. But if I record my camera, it will record wide.
Oh.
Even while vertical.
Okay.
Yeah, so I've done that to repurpose. I've done that for, because maybe I might say something in a vertical show that will translate to be, a smaller YouTube video. And I want it to be, edited up and have it in the wide version and not have it be vertical. So having that flexibility is just clutch. It's just clutch. So, yeah. I mean, if you think about it, even for, like, say, the scene that we're on right now. Let me go back to this other scene, right? So for this scene right here with the screens, let me go put that button, right? So if you think about it, both of our cameras are cropped, but if I make your camera wide, it will actually take up the whole screen. Does that make sense? So let me go to this other one, right? So if I take this camera in the middle and make this you, so that's your whole camera now. Even though we're on a vertical stream, your whole camera Ecamm still has to have your whole camera. So somewhere, if you click that box for that camera, it's going to record the whole thing, not just the vertical. Does that make sense? Yeah. Because it has to have access to the whole thing. So even though in, let's say this scene here, it's cropped in, but it still has access to the whole thing. So yeah. That's something that I definitely wanted to. Let me do a quick shout out. My moderators are saying that Shira Renee, it's her first time coming to the live shows, her first time watching. I want to say welcome to you. She says, I'm trying to go back to audio only. What platform do you suggest is the best audio only podcast? Okay. Maybe I need a little more on that question, Shira, because I am a big proponent. I actually was talking with the client yesterday, and yes, the client calls, client questions come in on Sundays too. But I was talking to a client yesterday, and I was telling them that you never want to not record the video version of the podcast. Even if you're not going to use the video, you still want to record it as video, because you can always use that video for clips, for shorts. Maybe, there's a podcast that I listen to. There's no video version of that podcast. But if you look at their Instagram handle for the podcast, they have shorts and reels from the podcast, even though the podcast is audio only. You see what I'm saying? So it's like you giving a different level of value on the other platforms in a way that the other platforms can really utilize it. So I'm a big proponent of, if you record it as video, then even if you never use the video, you have it. But if you don't record the video, there's just, you cut off the options that you have when you do it that way. So what are the best platforms for recording your audio podcast? I would say, and she's agreeing. She just commented and says, yes, makes sense. But I would still say I'm a big proponent of Ecamm, but I have to ask you, do you have a Mac machine? Do you have a Windows machine? Are you looking to really start cloud-based, web-based first? Where are you at in your journey? What is the type of equipment that you currently have? Tell me those parts first, and then we can figure out a way to kind of get you across the line. One of the things that I did recently for a client, let me go to this, Amazon.com. There we go. Let's pull this back up, hide that, and we're going to go to the screen one. There we go. So one of the things I did recently for a client is I was sharing with them that they can, I'm missing one of these idea lists. Don't know where it went. Let's go to idea list real quick. There we go. Here, it's the 5 items one. Okay, so I was no Mac, regular PC, perfect. So one of the things I was saying to the lady was saying, I just want to do an audio podcast. What do I need to do? What do I need to buy? I sent her to this link, and I'm gonna go ahead and drop this link in the chat right now in case some of you guys might be interested. All right, we're gonna do that right now. Post to Ecamm. Is Ecamm gonna post this to all the destinations? I don't know. It did. So if you go to this link, that's going to get you across the line. Now, this requires no computer, because that's what she wanted. And in that particular instance, she was like, I don't really want to have to use a computer. And so what I did is she went on here, she grabbed everything on here, right? And you can see it's not that much stuff. We're talking about a Rodecaster Duo, 2 pod mics for $99 each. She got the little mic stand, and she got the cords, and she got the SD card. She bought all this. I went over to her studio, her office studio, and I set it up. We were able to get a intro for her podcast done on Fiverr, an outro done. And so we added it to the Rodecaster Duo. So she's able to bring her podcast guest in, hit record, play the intro. When the intro's done, she talks. She has a conversation with her guest. She closes out the show. She hits the outro button. And then when the outro is done, she hits the end record button. Podcast is done. No editing. So it could be that simple. So that's why I said right here, no PC required, because it could be that simple. But I often tell people, man, even if you're doing that, just add a camera. Just put a camera there, put an SD card in the camera and hit record on the camera so that you have that. You can marry up that audio in post. That's an easy workflow. But add a camera, because video is life right around now. And so I just want to make sure that you guys get a chance to sink your teeth into that. Boom. Yes. She says, hey, Dr. Tashi is here. Thank you so much, Dr. Tashi, for coming through. Good evening to you. Good evening to you. Good evening to you. Nikki Nicole says, yo, that's amazing. I appreciate you. Hey, listen, we're trying to get people across the line, trying to build out resources all across the board that really help people to say, okay, boom, here's what you can do. Here's an idea. Here's something that you may not have thought of. So this is essentials for high quality video podcast. This is up to 4 people. And so here, what I did is just simply added a ZVE 10. And instead of the Duo, we added the Rodecaster Pro 2. And so it is definitely going to go up in price, because you have this DSLR camera and lens. You have an SD card for the camera. You got all this stuff. But this right here, this idea list, essentials for high quality video podcast, that's going to get you straight across. You don't need anything else but what I put in this list. And when you buy that, we can make sure. Yeah. So Kevin Cox is saying you can eliminate the camera and record on the phone. You can. And so how would you do that, Kirk? I'm glad you asked. I'm glad Kevin Cox said that, because this right here, capture high quality video on the go. Alicia's laughing. I'm so glad you asked that. I'm so glad you made that comment, because capture good quality video on the go. I mean, so I have this same setup right here. What you're looking at right now, what I'm highlighting right now, I have this on on a tripod, and I record video right off of my phone. I still record the video from my phone into Ecamm. I do. So there's a lot of different options that you can throw in there to be able to make this thing work. And you can pick, choose, and refuse. I've got 2 different options for mics here. I've got a shotgun, but this one I was trying to showcase how to build out a mobile rig that'll get you good, high quality video even while you're on the go. And I've been using this rig. This one that we're looking at right now, I use this multiple times a week right now. Like, I've stopped taking my DSLR out with me. I just use the phone. I have a battery external battery that I can plug the phone into, so make sure it's charged. This has been a game changer for me. It's been a lifesaver. Yes, eliminated camera. What kind of mic do you use? Do you suggest Shure? I always suggest Shure. Just Shure has been clutch for me. It has been a game changer. Now, I will say, when I'm building out something, especially if cost is an issue, oh, yes. Look at that. Somebody had to remind me. Drop the link, sir. Drop the link. My apologies. Let me drop the link. There it is. But I'm always mindful. Sorry about that.
God bless you.
Thank you. It's so good to have somebody on the live with me. But yeah, I'm always mindful that cost is a prohibitive component to a lot of people when it comes on to creating content. I'm always mindful of that. I am of the opinion that you use what you have until you can afford to buy the thing that's going to be your forever thing. I don't believe in buying incremental steps. Oh, let me just get this, no name mic right now until I can afford. Nah. I'd rather you just use the laptop mic. I'd rather you just use the camera, the phone mic, if that's the case. Until you can actually afford. Now, that podcast mic that I just showed a second ago, in this 2-person setup, That's a $99 mic, and it sounds great. It sounds great. Am I a Shure fan? Absolutely. But that Rode Pod mic, it's a good mic, and it's a great price. Now, Shure has actually, oh man, I don't, it's too far for me to grab it, but there's a box back there I was going to try and unbox today. It's the Shure SM4. And so Shure has a number of mics that are right within that range. So you could check those out as well. But that pod mic is tried and true. And because, oh yeah, see, Equip Institute says, yes, love the Shure SM7, Shure MV7, Shure MV7. Yes, absolutely. Audio Technica R2100 is, look, that's the one I was actually trying to pull for. So how do you like that one?
It's growing on me.
How much was that one, by the way?
That's the mic I won at Creator Camp.
Yeah. Oh, so you don't know how much it is?
Nope, I got it free.
Just say it one more time. You won that mic where?
At Creator Camp.
The people should come to Creator Camp. That's the MV6, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So the MV6 is $149, and it's a great mic. It's a great mic. I love the pod. I think but I don't know how Rode continues to sell the pod mic for $99 for what it does. It's just, I recommend it without hesitation. I recommend it without hesitation. Now, why am I seeing myself twice on here? I don't even, it's like, I look down, I'm like, why is there another camera? But yeah, I must have clicked something. Yeah, but yeah, the pod mic, yeah, K-Walk Comedy says it is. I'm a big fan of the pod mic. I can't tell you how many podcast studios I've set up, and because money was tight, we just went with the pod mic. But you're not, I believe that with the pod mic, you're not scrimping. You're not buying something less than that you're gonna have to upgrade later. I know I've set up studios that have they've been using the pod mic for 3-4 years, and they have no desire to get anything else. So pod mics are a great option. I've got the MV6 on screen right now as well. That's the one that Alicia just showed just a second ago. Great mic. And listen, if you want the link for that, I can get a link for that too. All these are affiliate links, but BT Dubs, if you hit that link, if you buy something, just letting you know, Amazon is going to give me credit for it, and that's okay. I hope that's okay. The Q2U is legit too, and the AT2100 are around $50. Yes, I think that those are good, but I just feel like the pod mic is probably the lowest I would go, because I just feel like that bar for entry, $99 for a good mic. It's just crazy. So you have some other options that are out there, but to me, hopefully we're able to answer your questions. Yep. I see. Yep. I started with a Q2U, the Audio Technica cousin. I like it. I love seeing some of the comments that are coming through tonight. Let's go back to our main scene here. What else we got? Yeah. See, he says it. The pod mic is legit. It is. It's because it is. Exactly. Got to make sure you get credit for it. Thank you. So we put those links in the chat to make sure you guys, if you are going to purchase something, that you do get a chance to use the affiliate link, because we appreciate you on that. And listen, if y'all are watching and you're not a subscriber on YouTube, man, do me a favor and hit that sub button, because we trying to make it to 10K before the end of the year. And we're almost there, y'all. So just help me get across the line. I can't wait to do the touchdown dance. It's going to be dope. All right. Let me see what else we got here. Nikki Nicole says, do you have any videos for the outside content creating? I guess what you're asking is, do you, in terms of creating content while outdoors? Is that what you mean? And if that is the case, I like the Q2U. Also the Shure, Dr. Tachi says. If that is the case, I don't know that I have any videos on that. I don't know that the process is any different. I guess the answer is, I don't know that I have videos on just generally speaking, how to create content. I walk people through the process of a live show, run sheets, stuff like that. But in terms of creating content, for me, you just got to know, what do you want to get across? Who are you speaking to? And so I know you had said something earlier. Am I talking to the right person? Yeah. Was that? Yeah. Let me make sure. No. This is Nikki. I thought I was talking about, I thought it was the lady that was on earlier. Shira Renee. No. So, but yeah, Nikki you are already a content creator. You have a podcast / live show. So you already have that process down. And what I would simply do is help me to, walk me through your content creation process indoors, and then help me, I don't know that there's a difference between creating content outside, except that your recording location is outside. That's what it boils down to. And this is one of the reasons why I recently built a cart for creating content. Let me see if I can find it now. Let's see if we can find it. We go there. Of course, I'm going to scroll past me being live right now. There we are. But yeah, this video right here is this cart. I built it to. Oh, I'm saying all this and I didn't switch properly. There we go. So this cart right here, I built it to be able to roll it around and record content from anywhere, up to and including the cart is powered by a Jackery power station. So it has its own independent power. We've got, camera switcher. We have a camera mounted to the front of it. We have audio. And of course we have Ecamm, but I can literally roll this cart outside and hit the record button. I mean, as long as I have my script down, I have it loaded into teleprompter, if that's something that I need, or if I know what my content is, I know what my points are, I know what my bullet points are, I can roll this cart outside. And you see me I'm literally in the video, sitting down, recording something in that video. So you can create content quite literally anywhere if you have your stuff set up. One of the things that I use to just even record this video is that mobile rig that I set up, right? So this one right here. No, not this one. This one. So this rig, I use this to record the video that you're watching, but the cart itself is this one. So this got 14 items, mobile control desk for video production. That's everything on that cart is on this list. And you can see the Jackery power station right here. So even outside, I have power. And so, yeah, it's really up to you, what you want to do in terms of how you could keep it simple. You could just use the mobile rig, set it up on a tripod, hit the record button, and go for it. Create your content outdoors. And then take it back and you go through your same editing process, depending on what your editing process looks like. So creating content indoors, creating content outdoors, it's just a recording location as far as I'm concerned. And it's just a matter of how can I capture that content in a clean way, one take that allows me to then take it and edit it. Or if you're like me, you like to, build your stuff on the fly. Now, I shouldn't say on the fly. I like to get it as close to done as I can, even when I'm recording it. So like for those that checked out this video from yesterday. So the video that just dropped on my channel yesterday, it is this video right here. So let me mute that. Let me go back to the beginning. You see this whole part right here. This is all recorded in Ecamm. This is no editing. This whole piece is apart from the words on that says immersion on the screen right there. That's the only thing I added in post. But this whole scene is just me tapping my foot on the Stream Deck pedal. And then this scene that I'm in right now, it has a timer on it and it moves to the next scene at a certain, I think 20 seconds in it. And then it moved to the next scene at another 20 seconds and it comes right back to me. So you can see my hands are up. I'm not even having to press the pedal. So I try to get as close to done as possible just when I'm recording the video, because I don't like video editing. I'd much rather try to get it. See that transition right there, all that stuff. That stuff is we recorded it that way. We recorded it that way. I'll give you another example. You see this. This is another scene in Ecamm. I recorded it that way. I didn't add that in post. Even this right here, that scene change. This is a whole video in all of this was in Ecamm. There very little editing after the fact. All of this was done essentially in Ecamm. So for me, I'm a big proponent of trying to get it as close to done as possible, even when I'm recording it. Even when I'm recording it, I try to get it as close to done as possible. I hope that makes sense. I hope that makes sense. All right, nice. I love that card. Nikki Nicole says, perfect. I'm glad you like it. Awesome. Definitely looking forward to that. All right, let me see. I missed some pieces here. Biggest recommendation for outdoor is to make sure the mic has a windscreen, because bad audio is unwatchable. So true, Kevin. You hit the nail on the head. You got to have good audio. Good audio is critical for success. So thank you for that. Appreciate you coming through and sharing that today. I have wireless mics. So far, it is working well. I'm just always trying to be more creative. I also have the tripods too and remote camera device to start a smooth video. Great. I mean, that anything that you can do that allows you to cut down on the amount of editing that you have to do after the fact, that will be helpful. That will be helpful. So Q, how long does the Jackery power station last with all that stuff hooked up? So I was able to do 2 hours with the lights turned on, with the Ecamm, I have a Rodecaster video on there. I have a camera. I have a shotgun mic. I have a Rodecaster Pro first version. So I have all that stuff on there. And yes, I was able to do 2 hours. Now, I want to say I did 2 hours and it wasn't dead. I mean, it was low, but it wasn't dead. I turned off the cart before the battery died. Does that make sense? So I didn't really exhaust it. And a lot of that 2 hours, I wasn't really recording for the whole 2 hours. I just was outside using it for the 2 hours. So, I hope that gives you a good idea of what that Jackery power station can do. I am actually, I'm in talks with EcoFlow right now. I'm trying to work on a little brand deal with them, because they're wanting to send out some units for me to do some testing and some content on. So, and I know EcoFlow actually, when I was up at, I went to a camporee in early August, in Gillette, Wyoming, of all places. It literally behind God's back, like the joint is in nowhere. And so we went up that piece, and everybody had like these power stations, and several of the people that were in some of the RVs next to us, they had the EcoFlow. That joint, it's amazing. So the EcoFlow, I would love to update the cart with an EcoFlow, because I know that would even take it even further. There's a guy I follow on Instagram. His name is Tools Electro DIY. Anybody familiar with him? He's amazing. TED. Let's see. Yeah. Let me go do this differently. Tools.
While you're looking that up, can I ask another question?
Absolutely.
For the person that wanted to do the audio only podcast, is there a way to upload the video, make it unlisted, but make that list a podcast so that it shows up on YouTube Music? Yeah.
Just exactly what you just said.
Okay.
Yeah. But I'm trying to think of it. The video though. Okay. So now, yeah, but the video would show though. I want to say,
would it?
Yeah, I think the video will show. I think the video will show. So you would cause I think the way YouTube has it set up is that if you upload the audio and tell YouTube this is a podcast, then what YouTube will do is that they'll just put the show graphic as the video, and then they'll make that part available. Does that make sense? So it doesn't show the actual video part. It just allows people to consume the audio on YouTube Music, which is right now the number one YouTube platform. So you definitely want to make sure you guys are putting your podcast on that platform. RSS helps.
My next question, because I remember you saying it last week, I think, that it just surpassed Apple as being the largest podcast. So
you definitely want to have your podcast on there.
Know that they need to.
Absolutely. You definitely want to have your podcast content. You definitely want to have it on the big three. Spotify is trying to really create a cool space for creators for podcasts. They also want to make sure that video is very much part and parcel of what they do. I still feel like they're a little late to the game, but that's neither here nor there. But they're laser focused on serving podcasters. So you definitely want to make sure your podcast is at least on Apple, Spotify, and on Google. And a lot of people are like, well, Google Podcasts went away, so I'm not really fooling with them anymore. That's a mistake. Make sure you upload it to YouTube as part of your workflow, and you make sure that you check the box to say that this is a podcast, because people will find your content through that platform. People will find your content.
There's no Google podcast. Wouldn't you still need it so that when people Google you or your podcast that you'll show up?
Yeah, well, hopefully you have a YouTube channel. So, I mean, that's the other piece of it as well. So yes, the answer to your question is yes. There's a SEO piece to it. There is a discoverability piece to it. There is, of course, it is the number one podcast platform now. So you want to make sure you're getting access to some of that traffic. But yes, all of the above. For all of those reasons, you're hitting it out of the park today, Alicia. So yeah, but for all of those reasons, you want to make sure you have it on that platform for sure. Let me see. Kevin Cox is saying a couple of things. Yes, he says, nice. That's very manageable. Table for One says, learn lots from you. I don't know that I want to just say a word of thanks for letting us know that you're here. He says, hello from Canada. Thank you so much for coming through. And I'm excited that you find value in the channel. That's so dope. Very manageable. Kevin Cox says, I've got a couple of V-mount batteries I can run a few things off of as well, which would add some recording time. Exactly. So because I want to get my lights on V-mount batteries as opposed to having everything connecting into the table, because I have a power strip on the table that everything plugs into. So some tweaks are still going to be made, but yeah, the V-mount batteries are dope. And I'm trying to set that up so that my cameras in the studio are cordless. I want to get them completely cordless. If it's unlisted, does it still show up in podcast? Yeah, it does actually. RSS helps to post without video on YouTube. Yes. And that's the piece that I was talking about, Alicia. When you post it without video, it can be the RSS source to send that information to some of the other podcast platforms if you so desire. So you have that ability there as well. I see your question, Florence. I'm coming to that. Yes, that's what I did. I uploaded my audio to RSS and then created a video using the podcast cover as the video on YouTube. I think that they will do that for you automatically, but I just get into the habit of just doing that because I want to make sure that my podcasts are on YouTube for sure. Let me see. So Florence has a question. She says, which dual monitor mount do you recommend? I am a fan of this. There's a Huanuo one that I've been using. Let's go back to the screen. This one. This one here is one that I've been using now. This one is, I have, there's a laptop on one side and there's the screen on the other. But there's a version of this arm that has both screens. I just don't see it right now. Yeah, there's a version of it that has just the screens, just two screens. But either way, you get the idea. It says purchase 4 times. Yeah, I've purchased this for so many different people. I can't even count, honestly. It comes in so clutch. And if I go back to, did I close that Facebook video? I think I did. But anyway, if you look at that cart video again, you'll see that there's 2 of them on that cart that I built out. One has the Rodecaster Video on it. One has the Rodecaster Pro on it, the tray itself. So I've just found that to be very helpful to have things. In fact, if you look at my desk, where's my 3 cans? There we go. You can't really see. I guess you can, but you can. I don't know if you can see, but this is a Rodecaster Pro on that same arm right now. So it's there, and it comes in very handy, very, very handy. The other thing I was going to show is this guy from Tools Electro DIY on Instagram. He has this desk here in the video that he's doing an actual print on the joint right now. All of this stuff is being powered by the EcoFlow power station. So he's got this. See, there's the EcoFlow power station, and he's got his Mac. He's got his Mac Mini keyboard, monitor. That's his sit stand desk. He also has this saw plugged in to the EcoFlow. That's bananas. So yeah, but this is a guy I follow. I met him when I was doing Amazon Live years ago, and we just been rocking. He really kills the game. He's very, very laser focused on his stuff. If you're not following him, I think he's somebody to definitely follow. He does some really cool build outs. There's so many different little ideas that I will chat with him about. In fact, the whole concept of the cart thing, I remember watching him one time, and he had the camera on him, and he just turned around. He turned him and the camera and the whole cart turned, and I was just like, okay, I need that in my life. Yeah, no, I need that in my life. I said, no, we got to have this. But yeah, he does a lot of really cool stuff like this. So definitely somebody to check out if you haven't followed him before. Definitely somebody to check out. I think he's gonna give you some really cool perspectives as well. Alicia, how we doing tonight, man?
Yes. And most excellent.
Most excellent. I love it. I love it. I love it. Well, listen, I'm not gonna hold you. If you got to roll, you got to roll. We're way over time already. Supposed to just be on for a half hour, and we're sitting at where am I time at? We're sitting at 1 hour and 21 minutes. That's what happens. Time stands still when I go live. Well, no, time does not stand still when I go live. Time actually goes all. What is his name? His name is me. I'm gonna just put his handle in the chat. Put his handle in the chat. I think I closed that tab.
That's one thing I hope I don't get from you, that I go that long. I'm getting these 5 minutes in every day is a trial right now.
Nah, you'll be fine. You'll be fine. Let me go to this.
But Yolanda keep poking me and asking questions to make me talk longer.
Good. All right, that's his handle, Nikki. His handle is at Tools Electro DIY on Amazon, and you can find all his other links once you find his profile over there. It's TED. And Kevin says that desk in the background is how I have my desk set up. Pretty dope. Yeah, I just remember watching him on a live stream one day, and I was just like, this is really cool how he was able to move the camera around. So I was like, that's pretty dope. Yeah, so he's kind of showcasing some other stuff right now. Wireless remote. I mean, yeah, he has all the gadgets, and he's doing a ton of brand deals. I mean, like I said, he's laser focused on his audience. Hey, Yolanda says Alicia is doing great, man. Listen, Yolanda is gonna take my job here in just a little bit. Real talk. She is such a great coach and encourager, right? She will help to hold you accountable. That's for sure. So that's pretty dope.
And she will change the rules.
I love that. She's so good at this. I love that. Yeah, I love gadgets too, and so that's why, somebody said to me that it's like, who can you give me a list of the people you follow on Instagram and on Amazon and on YouTube? I was like, I never even thought about that. He's like, the guy literally said to me, Alicia, he would pay for that list. I was like, what?
Whoa.
Yeah. He's like, because clearly When you go on Instagram, it looks different than when I go on Instagram. I'm like, well, you got to curate who you're following, bro. I'm not just following friends. I'm actually on here trying to learn stuff. So I'm following people that, similar to YouTube, I subscribe to people who I want to actually follow. I want to actually consume their content. And so I want Instagram to give me those people's content when I go on there. So you got to be really, you got to
be willing to, like you said, curate it. Like,
yeah,
give a person a chance.
Agreed.
They're not offering any value, because like I try to do between Christmas and New Year's, I curate all my social media. I'll accept your friend request.
Yes.
Or whatever, but if I go through it and I've gone through 6 months to a year with you, and you don't make me laugh, you don't make me think, you don't help me to learn, you gone.
You gone.
You gone.
I mean, it ain't personal. It's just I got to get my life
personal.
right.
It is personal.
She said it's personal.
I only have so much time on this earth.
That real talk. Now you.
I don't know when the end is gonna be.
Come on, you're preaching.
Don't
waste it. Oh my goodness! Don't waste it. Don't waste it. Don't waste it. Oh my word, that's good. I see a question here. I'm going to take this question and we're gonna probably close it down for the night. Phil Shaw says, "Amen" from the Zoom chat. I love it. Right, Alicia. It is personal. It is personal. Nikki says it is personal. It has to give substance. It has to. I totally agree with this. This is absolutely amazing. I love this conversation we're having right around now. But I see this comment from hey, Pastor Martin, how you doing? Inner Joy 86 is with us. The Jamil Adams is with us. Rich, the wealth coach. I haven't been looking at Instagram, so I just want to make sure I catch up on a couple of those comments there. Robert Kennedy III, we overdue to have a conversation, RK3. So what's that? He said it is personal. Of course it's personal. It's the only way to live. It's got to be personal. All right. Table for One says, I have a question. I have an old laptop and I recently installed Prism Live Studio. Everything is slow. I have a YouTube channel with over 400 music video with different playlists. I would like to do live music. Should I play music from my YouTube playlist window with window capture or run the file from my laptop? Current upgrade is not feasible. I'm gonna be honest with you, Taylor, for one. So Prism Live it's a good platform. I've played with it a good amount, but what you also notice is I've not done any videos on it. It's a step up from OBS. It's essentially OBS. Prism Live is, and so it's a hog. It's a resource hog. It is a locally installed application, so you do have to have resources to be able to manage that bad boy. So it's always going to be slow, and I would definitely not do a screen capture. I would try to take as much of the processing load off of the computer as possible if you're going to be using this old laptop. One of the things that I would highly recommend is just getting something very basic and switching to something that's web-based so that you're not having to deal with the load. It doesn't sound like, your last statement says upgrade is not feasible. So it doesn't sound like you're in the market for new computers or new equipment right now. You want to put out content. I would try to keep it basic. It sounds like you've set up kind of a complicated setup. And I'm just wondering what the bang for the buck is. Outside of the technical components of what you just asked, I tried to answer that first but really this is where I really wanted to go. Who is this content for? Who do you want to speak to? Who are you going to be playing this music for? And have you really done a deep dive on music on YouTube? Because it's a problem. Especially if it's well-known music, it's a big problem right now. So who's the content for? Forget about the music part for a second. Who do you want to speak to? And think of your content from the perspective of a consumer and come up with 5 reasons why somebody would watch it. If you can't come up with 5 reasons why somebody would watch it, don't make that content. Yeah. It's kind of like that sometimes. If you can't come up with 5 reasons why somebody else would want to watch that content, then don't make that content. Make something else. You got to speak to somebody, got to have a target audience, but you also have to have a value proposition. Why are you, what are they going to get from it? People are inherently selfish. Let's not try and fix that. Just understand the science of it. Understand the psychology of it. This is what's in it for me. Okay. So now you got to answer that question before you hit the record button. What's in it for the person I'm recording this for? All right. This. Oh, I think I'm good. And now you need to make sure you deliver those things, right, clearly before that piece of content is done. You need to deliver it in a way that doesn't have to take 20 years. I work with a guy who does a reaction channel. He follows, Married at First Sight, all these different types of shows that are quote unquote reality. I just say quote unquote reality because that's just a personal thing. In my opinion, they're not real. But at any rate, he follows these shows. He has a ridiculous following. I mean, absolutely amazing. The amount of people who they want to hear his perspective on the show more than they even want to watch the show sometimes. And he was just like, well, for my kind of content, reaction content, entertainment content, am I really providing quote unquote value? Right. He was trying to figure out, does my theory of making sure that, there's something in it for the person, does it still hold true for his kind of content? And I said, absolutely. Because what you provide to them isn't just entertainment. You provide something over and above even what the show provides. That's why they keep coming back. And you've got to find a way to ensure what the value proposition is. Once you know what the value proposition is for your channel, for your content, for the person that you're speaking to, and he is laser focused on a specific, very specific target audience. So once you know what that is, you can speak to those values, to the things that they're going to walk away with. And you can speak to the person because you know who they are. And once you do that, that's the formula. This is the formula. And people, they look at YouTube and they're like, man, YouTube won't let me be great. Nope. YouTube's trying to put your content in front of the people who want to find your content, but you've got to speak the language of YouTube by understanding what your value proposition is, and by speaking specifically to that target audience. The person who came up with the cleaning carpets video, the first person who did that, they stumbled onto a niche. But rest assured, the 50,000 others who have come up with those channels since then, they know exactly what it is. They know that it's satisfying. They know the terminology that people like. The one dude, the whole floor of his garage is white. Why? Because you can see the dirt better. He recognized that the value, none of the people watching, millions of views on these videos. None of these people want to clean their carpets, They're not watching to learn how to clean their carpet. They're watching because they want to see the carpet is clean. And once you recognize what the value is, you can play to that value. You know exactly, man, people are fast forwarding right to the different parts where he's using the squeegee. And, let me rewind that part back. And he's like, oh, okay, they like the squeegee. I'm going to do a video where I'm just squeegeeing the carpet the whole time. Guess what? The video does numbers. Once you understand what your value proposition is, who your target audience is, you can put out content, even with no words, that speaks directly to that need, and you will do numbers as well. So hopefully that makes sense. What do you think, Alicia? You want to add anything to that?
No, I totally agree. I think that's why on cooking shows, they put the food on white plates.
Come on, talk about it. Come on, talk about it. And then they always have somebody on the show who knows how to taste. Some people will bite something and be like, okay, that was nice. No, you need somebody who's going to bite that joint and be like, oh, it's like a symphony in my mouth. You need somebody who's going to actually, why? Because they're living vicariously through you. So there's a science to the thing. There's a science to the thing. Deliver on it. and that will be your success matrix. I see a couple other comments here. Let me see if I can grab one or two of them before we go. RK3 says, let's set it up this week or next. Yo, let's do it for sure. I'm gonna hit you up for sure. Jay Byron Fixed Point says, Kirk, love your setup. What is your main camera and lens? Your last live video was great quality, streaming at 4K. Thanks. Yeah, I'm not streaming at 4K today, and it's just because I didn't click the box. I hit the wrong setting when I hit the live button. But so I'm not streaming at 4K today. But my camera and lens combo is the Sony A6400 and the Sigma 16 millimeter lens. I don't even know if you can buy this camera anymore. I just don't see any reason to change it whatsoever. I had Tanya Smith was over at the house, was in town a week or so ago, and we got a chance to hang out. She got a chance to come over and record something in the studio. That's just a thing that I do. Anybody that comes to the house, you have to record something. I tell them this from the door, like, you got to record something before you go. So she came in, she recorded something. She was like, oh, you still have the 6400? I do too. I was getting ready to replace it. I'm like, I'm not replacing it. She's like, really? I was like, dude, the joint does 4K. Like, it just works. Like, look at me right now. I mean, why would I change this? I see no reason. It sits on the camera. It sits on the tripod. I've got it on the Elgato teleprompter. I've got a small rig tripod. It's set. It's done. There's no reason to mess with it. I can only go down, in my opinion. I don't really, I'm just not interested in buying anything for here. Now, for this side, or even for, what I do for run and gun and video production stuff I'm definitely going to get an FX30. Oh yeah. But for right here, this A6400, I'm not going anywhere. It's going to stay right here. It's going to continue doing its thing. It's going to continue delivering, and that's it. So I hope that answers the question. Jay Byron Fixed Point, thank you so much for the question. Table for One says, are you StreamYard for something else if I only get 20 hours of free time? Are you streaming? I don't understand the question. Maybe I didn't quite understand the question there, Table for One. But I see your next comment says, I see, thanks. I already have the content up long ago. I want to spread out the peace and calm. I get you. You want people to understand you want to get more people to see your music. I have gotten away from the copyright music and had music created for my podcast only by a producer. Yes, and I'm using, was it Suno? You're familiar with that one, Elisa?
Yes.
What's the other one? There's two sites, right? Suno and.
That's the only one I know.
That's the only one. Yeah. There's another one. There's another one, but either way, it has just been a game changer. Because now it's all, the music is original, so I don't have to fool with it. I don't have to worry about the music, being messed up or getting a copyright strike. So I'm good. All right, family, listen. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with us tonight. Numbers are dwindling because I feel like everybody's got to go and do something. It's 9:30 in the Eastern time zone. It's 8:30 for me in the Lord's time zone, the Central time zone. This is the time zone of heaven. I just want to make sure you guys know this. Look at Elisa's face. She's like, whatever. This is the time zone of heaven. Man, if you haven't already, it would really do my heart joy if you could just head on over to youtube.com/KirkArnugent and hit the subscribe button. We are at 9,790 subscribers. Would love to be able to hit 10,000 before the end of the year. So if you could do that, that would be great. We would love to have you. Secondly, if you're one that, the notifications don't necessarily work, definitely bookmark the page, howitallworks.com. Bookmark that page, because if you do, you'll be notified. You'll be updated. Everything, we update this page multiple times a week. There's the link. It's in the chat. Go ahead and bookmark that thing. The latest video from yesterday is there. This video came out today. This video is a week or so old, but the whole playlist of my coaching content is there. whole playlist for the Motor Motivation podcast, and then our shorts. It's all here on the page. And then there's even a watch page. Where the watch page at? Where the watch page go? I don't know what happened to it. Oh, I see it now. All right, there we go. So there's even a watch page right there. And on the watch page, everything, all the latest videos are there. And you can watch right here on the page. You don't have to go anywhere else. If you click any of these videos down here, it plays in the top. So it's built specifically with you in mind. If the algorithms don't necessarily serve you the content, by all means, come on over to howitallworks.com and you'll be able to get all the content you need right here. But definitely make sure you hit that subscribe button. It goes a long way when you hit the subscribe. The analytics on the back end say that like 80% of the people who watch my videos are not subscribers. Did you know that? That's not cool. That's not cool. That's not cool. I need y'all to hit the subscribe button. I'm trying to reach something. I'm trying to get these brand deals. More brand deals come in, when you have a larger subscriber count. So would love for you guys to be able to do that. It would be so dope to be able to reach that goal before the end of the year. Can't thank you guys enough for coming and hanging out with us today. And for my people in Zoom, Phil, you still with us, man? You're on mute if you are. And then I know Alicia is with us. Thank you so much for coming and hanging out tonight, man. This was good.
Yes, I'm still here. I have muted it. I'm still here.
Okay, bet, man. Well, I appreciate you for coming and hanging out tonight as well. This was awesome. This was awesome. I see you in the chat. Nikki says it's always like that. They watch but do not subscribe. Yes, you are correct. I don't know that there's anybody's analytics that I've ever looked at that did not have that same thing. Even the big channels, even those with hundreds of thousands of subscribers, they still have like a ridiculous amount of people who watch their content that are not subscribers. So I get it, but I really would like to, upward trajectory. I want to experience that thing. It's going to be a lot of fun. All right. Alicia, I'm going to close it out here by myself, but feel free to stay in Zoom. We'll chat it up after we close it out. Listen, fam, the guy said to Denzel, you should continue to interview because it's going to keep you on your toes. It's going to keep you fresh. And the person commented back and said, nah. Denzel's experiences are the syllabus. I just want you to internalize that real quick before we go. As we go, the experiences you have were your syllabus, right? If you learned from them, I hope you did. If you didn't learn from them, guess what? That lesson is going to come back around and smack you in the face. I'm speaking from experience. But your experiences were your syllabus and can be the syllabus for those who are coming up behind you. Can be the syllabus for those who you're training, who you're helping, who are a few steps behind you. The audience that you are growing and you're serving, make sure you infuse in your content your experiences. Man, your experiences are secret sauce, man. It's a condiment of success. As they say, success leaves clues. Why? Because of the experiences that those who were successful have had. And if you just watch them, somebody messaged me today and said, Kirk, I would absolutely love coming to talk to your community about some of the experiences that I've had, some of the success that I'm currently enjoying. Why? Because you have mentored me without mentoring me. You have mentored me because I've just been watching your trajectory. Every time I come on your live show, I get another idea, all this kind of stuff. What I'm trying to say is when you allow people to see the ebb and flow, right? The pitfalls, the failures and the victories, the different pieces and parts of the whole experience, right? The whole experience. Not the highlight reel, not the filter. We're talking about the ugly joints. Where the camera fell over and you had to pick it back up and continue the live show, right? That when people are able to see those aspects of your content and follow along on that journey, they feel like they have a part of it. And they see in you a mirror of what is possible were they to be bold enough to take the journey, to take a step, to bet on themselves, to move forward. This is what content, in my opinion, is all about, especially live content. Especially live content. I was saying to a coaching client the other day, it's like, oh my God, what if somebody asks me a question while I'm live and I'm not able to answer it? And I was like, let me ask you, when does your trash go out? He says Thursday. I said, okay, same as me. I said, so when you put your trash out, do you ever see a neighbor out there? He's like, yeah, I see neighbors whenever I put my trash out. And in fact, I look forward to it. I said, do you know what the neighbor's going to say when you see them? Well, no. I said, do you feel, worried or fearful that the neighbor's going to ask you something that you might not be able to answer? Well, no. I said, this live is, oh God. Do you know you're live every day? Like when you're at the gas pump, when you're in the line at the grocery store, when you're at work, you're live literally every day you're alive, you're alive. So just because there's a camera in between me and you, it makes no difference. I can see Alicia right now. I can see Philip right now, but I see several of you in the chat right now. I don't see this experience as any different as if I was to walk into my favorite restaurant to pick up my to-go order and I see somebody standing there and say, hey man, I like those shoes, and a conversation strikes up. That's what live is, because live is life. And that's why it's such a cheat code. If you want to grow and engage your audience, you want to establish yourself as a thought leader in a given space, you want to funnel clients to your business, your live stream is your digital storefront. No better way to go from busy and broke to peaceful and paid than for your ideal customer to see you do your thing live. And that's what we want to teach you how to do here on this channel at How It All Works. Hit that subscribe button and make sure you hit the like button. It's your boy, Kirk Nugent, the Geek Speaker Preacher. Thankful for your time and attention tonight. We'll see you around these internet streets or in the next video. Grace and peace, fam. Later.